Jennie Thompson is running for Madison School Board. The other candidates are Corey Heidelberger, Corey Gunderson, Sean Miller, and Nathan Nash. There are 2 seats up for election. You can compare their responses at amazingmadison.com. Jennie, the school district is facing significant budget cuts from the state, and these cuts will lead to more cuts on the local level. How would you advise administrators to make these budget cuts?
Well, I guess they need to carefully look at the money that they're spending now and decide if there's any logical way that they can spend less money, keep the educational standards as high as they have been in Madison, which have been great, and just spend less money. I'm hoping that there's no positions that need to be cut, or there's no programs that need to be cut, but if the funding continues to be less each year, we're going to have to look at something like that, but I hope that it doesn't come down to that.
The high school is in dire need of renovation. Voters rejected a $16.9 million bond issue. How would you like the board to address the problems of handicap accessibility, lack of space for new programs, and program areas that are just flat worn out because they're 40 years old?
There's definitely renovations that need to be done, and I think everybody's going to agree on that. We need to go back to the drawing board, and we need to decide if there's places in this new renovation project that we can cut stuff. If there's classrooms maybe that we're not going to need right now, I'm sure they would be needed down the road, but if there's just any place that we can cut some stuff out of there, I think we bring the bond issue back to the voters with a little bit less, asking for a little bit less funding, and hopefully it'll get by. 20 years ago we built a middle school. After that we closed 3 of our elementary schools, built a new elementary school. So it's time for the high school. We've done elementary, we've done middle school, and now it's time for us to do something with the high school, and it needs to be done now. Interest rates are low. Granted, it's a bad economy, but if we do it 5, 10 years down the road, it's going to cost us even more than it's going to cost us if we don't do it now. So.
Some schools are asking the South Dakota High School Activities Association to cut the number of games for athletic seasons. They say it's up to school boards. What is your opinion on cutting extracurriculars to find some of that budget saving?
I don't think that's the way to go. I wasn't overly active in sporting events when I was in high school, but I definitely don't think that's the way to go. We're trying to teach our kids to eat healthy. They need to exercise, and I don't think that's one place that we need to do the cuts. We may need to cut back on some of the trips that they're going, maybe cut back 5 games out of the basketball season a year. That's something we might need to look at, but I hope it doesn't come to that, and maybe we need to look at having privately funded activities where we go and ask people to contribute to the sport so they can keep the games that they have every year and keep the schedule like it is right now. So.
Okay. Thanks to candidate Jennie Thompson. You'll hear more from all of the candidates April 5th at the Madison Chamber of Commerce.